Hello and welcome to Flagstaff TV. Today we're joined by Werner Klingenberg, who is the CEO of Goldplat. Werner, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good afternoon, Catherine.
Werner, your financial results were released in December and you just had an investor webinar on Monday. Please can you tell us what are the key takeaways from this?
Yes, thank you, Catherine. I think Goldplat PLC had another strong financial period. We achieved net profit of £3 million for the year. That gave us an earnings per share return of roughly 1.67. And at the current market price, that gives us a price earnings ratio of roughly 3.5. I think that needs to be considered together with some events in the last 12 months and some uncertainties that has resulted in. We had load shedding, obviously, that ran up in South Africa, where electricity supply being failed from the main electricity provider, and that probably cost us between 20 to 25% of our production time in South Africa from January last year. Together with that, we had some delays in outturn from a big smelter in Europe. That resulted in additional working capital lockup. We also then had delays in approval of the gold license towards the end of the third, beginning of the fourth quarter of the previous financial period in Ghana. Now, all of that resulted in a lot of lockup on the working capital side. Our current asset value increased from June 2022 to June 2023 by double, from 26 to 52 million. But I think the important thing is most of that has now been overcome. And by the end of the fourth quarter, we received our gold license. We've been able to export material out of Ghana quite successfully. We obviously have received all the money from the smelter. We have contracts with other smelters we're currently utilizing with good turnaround. Obviously, in South Africa, load shedding is still a problem. We've ordered some new diesel generators that should be in place by the end of January, and we'll keep the market updated in regard to that. So considering all of that, we've went through a tough period. We still maintained our profitability. And obviously, in the last 6 months, we've seen some of that working capital lockup eroding out.
Werner, it does seem like you've been able to maintain profitability during some quite tough times. What can investors expect over the next 12 months?
Yes, Catherine, I think it's important for the investors to note that for Goldplat and for the executive team, we remain focused on, obviously, our primary assets in Ghana and in South Africa. So the focus is really on trying to maximize the sources for those two different plants out of West Africa, South America. And then obviously in South Africa, we're looking at taking the last bit of market share that we don't currently have. Apart from that, our big focus will remain on actually reprocessing our tailings facility in South Africa. It has a JORC-compliant resource overhead of 82,000 ounces. That was done in 2016. But the main things that we need to, or the main hurdles, is basically the water use license for the pipeline to DRD Gold and finalizing commercials with DRD Gold. But that's for us a key prerogative in terms of resolving. And then apart from that, yes, we've got some longer term plans around diversification into commodities and into different areas, for instance, South America and Brazil. But our focus will be also then on the shareholders, is to make sure that as we manage to roll the working capital, we review our surplus cash and see if there's something that we can return. How we will do it, we'll decide at the point where we believe there's value to return. Obviously, we have been hindered in the last 12 months because of the uncertainties that's been explained, plus due to some capital expenditure that we needed to invest into the TSF in South Africa, as well as some long-term debt we needed to repay. We weren't necessarily in a position to return cash as we've been promising to shareholders, but it's still our intent, and we'll keep the market up to date in terms of how that goes.
Thank you, Werner. Finally, for today, do you have any other updates that you'd like to share with us?
Well, yes, Catherine. I think, in terms of what I've been speaking now, a lot of that's going to come out in the second quarter results, and also in Egypt. This probably will be due around end of February. Again, we'll update the market in terms of when that's going to happen. And hopefully in there, things will become clearer, how the working capital problem has started to resolve itself. So we're looking forward to share that information, be able to have further discussions about it with the market and the shareholders.
Werner, thank you so much for your time today.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Catherine.
And thank you for watching Flagstaff TV.